CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
Everyone is affected, including us, you and I, bottom line dollars that we take home every day.
Uncertainty driving gas prices higher, and drivers have no choice but to hurry up and wait. Thank you for joining us. The effects of renewed hostilities in the Middle East are being felt once again as gas prices continue to spike. Between those who depend on fuel for their day-to-day operations or families on their way to summer travel plans, the pain is real and everyone is affected. Let's head out to CTV's Mike Lang. He joins us live tonight from the Barrie en route with more reaction from drivers. Mike.
Well, Sarah, with each cent that gas prices rise is another cent toward influencing the spending habits of drivers, but also another major blow to companies who rely on petroleum. A typical day in July, not so typical at the pumps. One thing on everyone's minds.
It's almost like $145 now to fill her up.
In the old days, it was down to $90 to fill my truck. That was pretty good. Now $160? I don't get it.
In Barrie, the price for regular today was near the $1.80 per liter mark. The price for diesel well above the $2 mark.
So nice. We're just trying to get out of the city and just a little less money in the wallet for other things to do when we get there.
For those dependent on bigger vehicles, the growing impact of that hefty diesel price. Especially true for trucking, construction, and logistics, such as Barrie-based Larway Transportation. We caught up with them on the road.
They take about 1,000 liters to fill, so when you go around and you can look at the pump prices, $2 a liter for diesel, it's a couple $1,000s per truck to fill them up.
Innisfil-based RTI Equipment Solutions sells, rents, and moves heavy machinery across southern Ontario. It says diesel fuel costs have gone up by 17 to 22%.
Inevitably, it trickles down to the marketplace. Cost of goods will go up because of increases. Everything in Ontario, not only heavy construction, but everything in Ontario gets delivered by truck.
A recent survey by the CAA found that 70% of Ontarians aged 35 to 54 say rising gas prices have affected their day-to-day activities, forcing many to change how they drive, spend, and plan.
They're making the price of gas at any particular station part of their refueling decision and part of how they're managing their budgets.
Others changing their fuel source altogether.
We chose to go plug-in hybrid for the specific reason because the prices were too high.
And Canadians for Affordable Energy is predicting that the average price of gas in Barrie will remain at around the $1.80 mark tomorrow. And while the latest round of attacks between the U.S. and Iranian regime have paused, the immediate effect on gas prices is to be determined. Sarah?
That's our Mike Lang reporting live tonight. Thanks for that, Mike. A Shelburne man is facing charges after a traffic stop in downtown Barrie on Sunday night. Police received a complaint about motorcycles causing a disturbance on Dunlop Street East. Officers made a traffic stop and discovered one driver had a suspended license. After being placed under arrest, officers searched the man and found a loaded firearm, drugs, and a dagger-style knife. The 29-year-old is facing 16 charges, including driving while suspended, careless storage of a firearm, and carrying a concealed weapon. 90s nostalgia dominated Meridian Place on Saturday night. The Watchmen front and center for the thousands of people filling up the mosh pit to rock along for our second installment of the Troubadour Festival. For more, here's CTV's Luke Simard.
As the Watchmen rocked Meridian stage on Saturday night, it was the local opener showcase that built the anticipation. The Troubadour Summer Concert Series, presented by Paul Sadlin Motors, dominated the waterfront. Toronto-based Siobhan Beaudrug first to take the stage.
It's really special to know that, something that starts kind of alone in your bedroom can become this thing that people share with you. So I think that was what was the best part of it.
Beaudrug said sharing the stage with the Watchmen hits a little different.
I'm really good friends with Ken Tizard, who is the bass player in the band, so it was kind of a nice thing. I've known him since I was about 11 years old, so it's kind of a nice full circle moment for me to be on the same stage as him with his big band.
Newmarket's own Noise Hotel followed, with the crowd chanting their name in between their rock and roll hits.
I think this has been one of our absolute best concert experiences we've ever had.
On the stage,
great set, really
on the
good
Meridian stage.
The band now being able to say they are on the same stage as the Watchmen.
This is such an incredible opportunity that an emerging kind of band like us, like we're not super huge yet, but we get to say we open for the Watchmen, and just playing on a big outdoor open stage like this is just such a great experience.
Transitioning from country to rock, no easy feat, but Allison's Nick's Ironstone captivated the crowd.
I feel like especially for something like this where it's local and I feel like I get to meet people from the community where I'm from, it's just so nice to meet people for the first time and see them enjoying my music.
Adding it's important to support local artists.
It's the best thing you can do. It's so easy, especially for something like this when it's free. You have no excuse but to be here, check people out online, download their music. It's easy, it's free, and you just want to support local artists, right? Like, why wouldn't you?
Stuck on Planet Earth opened for the Watchmen on Saturday, but the band acknowledging the local opener showcase and its importance to the band's growth.
Hey man, that's what we did when we were starting out. So just to get in front of an audience that cares, and you know what, man, this place loves music. Everybody's here to watch music tonight, and it brings community together.
With the Watchmen eager to test out new songs in front of the downtown Barrie crowd.
Newer songs are, I think, probably speak for everyone. They're kind of the most fun because they're the freshest, and it's like, hey, we can do this again, and it's new, and it's really nice to road test songs. That's a thing that we did for years and years.
And if you did miss the second leg of the Troubadour Summer Concert Series featuring the Watchmen, not to worry, as the August edition is right around the corner on August 15th, featuring Zeus and the Bahamas. Luke Samard, CTV News, Barrie.
Casey Colby, you were a very popular person at the Troubadour Festival. I was asked to personally thank you for the fabulous weather. It was a great day.
Great. Yes, I heard rave reviews, Sarah. Certainly you've got a lot of fans there too, and I heard a lot of people say that you had a lot of fun, and you sure do know how to work a crowd. So well done, and well done to everybody that did the Troubadour. And talk about weather? Oh, that's what I'm here for. Let's talk about the weather. Increasing cloud cover, a first look at the forecast. Bring it on! First look at the forecast brought to you by the graveldrivewayguide.com, your local gravel driveway expert. How about 25 degrees? Yeah, 25 when you factor in the humidex, closer to 30. Yes, indeed. Winds are out of the south, gusting 20 kilometers an hour. Does it feel like they're picking up? Well, they are picking up. How about the temperature outside your door? This is, of course, without the humidex. Looking at 28 degrees in Parry Sound, 28 in Gravenhurst, look 24 in Toronto, and call it 27 degrees in Owen Sound right now. This, ladies and gentlemen, is radar satellite image. And have you experienced a light shower, a pop-up shower, a pop-up thunderstorm? It's moving pretty quick. I don't think there's any reason why any of us should be spared when you look at the size of that system. Good news is it's moving south pretty quickly, or most of it anyway. Some of it's moving off to the east, but most of it's moving south, so we're being spared a huge amount of rain. However, we still do have rain in the forecast, and Sarah, coming up in a few minutes' time, I'll let you know when you got to get your bonnet ready.
My plants will be happy about it anyways. Thanks, Case. If you have spent any time around Barrie's waterfront lately, you've likely noticed the Canada geese and the birds, which can be unpleasant normally, are even meaner than usual right now. That's because it's currently molting season, which is when the birds shed their feathers and grow new ones. During this time, the animals can't fly, so many choose to stay by the water to easily escape predators. Experts say because geese are vulnerable and become more defensive and aggressive, that you shouldn't approach them. The molting season ends in early August. More than 130 wildfires continue to burn across Ontario, including the largest fire in our province's history. The fire, dubbed Thunder Bay 36, covers an area of more than 315,000 hectares. Recent rainfall has helped slow the fire, but officials say it is still considered out of control. Additional crews from Alberta have arrived to help with the firefighting efforts. And health units across the region and the province say food insecurity is growing. And in southwestern Ontario, joint statements have been issued calling for better income supports to address what's being called a preventable public health issue. CTV's Brian Bicknell has more.
Sisters Lil and Grace stock up at the St. Thomas Food Bank. They know all too well how easy it is to run out before month's end.
It's really difficult, especially if you want the healthy and vegetables and fruit, because they're not really affordable. It's really hard, especially when you have a type 1 diabetic and a gluten-free person.
Their situation is all too common, according to the region's health officials. Health units across southwestern Ontario have issued a joint statement calling for action to address food insecurity. They say 1 in 4 households struggles to afford basic needs. They're proposing an increase to social assistance, improved income supports for low and modest income households, and policies that reduce the cost of housing and other essentials.
Probably the 2 biggest drivers of being able to afford food or not is your income and how fast that's growing and what level it is at, as well as some of your major other expenses, including housing costs and rent costs.
Dietitian Kendall Chambers says household food insecurity is linked to a host of physical and mental health conditions.
For example, in adults, we can see impacts to mental health relating to increased risk of depression or anxiety, also higher risk of chronic diseases like cardiovascular disease and diabetes.
The Joint Health Unit initiative coincides with a campaign by food banks. They want Ontario Works clients to be allowed to work more and earn more of their own income before their assistance is clawed back.
Raise that amount from 200 earned income that before clawback to 600 earned income. So it will not cost the government anything to be able to allow people to get a little bit of dignity back, get out, earn some money, and build relationships with their employer.
Meantime, health units say food insecurity is preventable. They're calling for action at the municipal, provincial, and federal levels. Brian Bicknell, CTV News, St. Thomas.
Traffic began flowing at the Gordie Howe Bridge in Windsor today. The vehicle traffic crossing has been more than 3 decades in the making. With more, here's CTV's Robert Lothian.
Well, after years of construction and decades of anticipation, traffic is now officially flowing here at the Gordie Howe International Bridge in Windsor. Shortly before noon today, cars began to roll off of the 401 and make their way through the entry points, finally getting to pay those tolls and see the operations move in what appears to be pretty smoothly so far. And that's a good thing for Windsor because that's a big reason of why it is built here. Windsor and Detroit are responsible for about $1 billion worth of goods that are moving through this corridor on a regular day for the trade between Canada and the U.S. What this means, though, is that now traffic will no longer have to flow simply over the Ambassador Bridge, where it's needed to move through neighborhoods in Windsor, across residential and municipal roads to make its way to the bridge. Now it simply rolls off the highway, which will provide big benefits for the city. Now, before cars began to roll themselves, there was a couple specific special passengers who got to make the trip, specifically members of the Howe family. Of course, it is the Gordie Howe Bridge, named after the iconic and late Mr. Hockey, who is, of course, dearly beloved to Canadians, but also to Detroit, as he was a longtime Red Wing. His family making the trip over the bridge, as well as a local trucker getting their chance from a local trucking company to make the trip from the commercial side. Now, they weren't the only ones who got to make the trip. I myself have already done a loop there and back over the Gordie Howe International Bridge, had a chance to make the drive in the passenger side of a 1925 Ford Model T with a man who was taking his grandsons over, wanted to be able to show them this historic day from his car, which is actually older than any of the border crossings that are open here across Windsor, Detroit. Just one of the several things that make today historic, not just for Windsor, not just Detroit, but Ontario, Michigan, Canada, as well as the United States. Reporting in Windsor, Robert Lothian, CTV News.
Toronto police confirming the U.S. Consulate was shot at early this morning. This is the second time this year the building was targeted by gunfire.
The RCMP Federal Policing Central Region Integrated National Security Enforcement Team in the GTA is working with the Toronto Police Service as well as our international partners to investigate this matter. It is currently too early to determine the motive of the shooting that took place outside the American Consulate here in Toronto.
Police adding that officers heard gunshots and found a shell casing outside the building. A white sedan was seen leaving the area, but there's no description of a suspect. No injuries have been reported. Now, this incident comes about 4 months after the building was hit by gunfire in another shooting, which the RCMP called a national security incident. One day before what would have been Terry Fox's 69th birthday, folks lined the shores of the Sunshine City in the very area that Terry ran through years ago to show solidarity through the difficult battle.
Everyone's been affected by it. Friends, cousins, parents.
The Aurelia Terry Fox Run Organizing Committee is preparing for the event by marking the day the original Marathon of Hope was greeted by hundreds of onlookers 46 years ago at that very same Aqua Theatre. Last year's event raised close to $70,000 for cancer research with the help of 459 Run Day participants, volunteers, and teams. Now this year, everyone is encouraged to join the movement.
Terry Fox ran into the hearts of Aurelians in 1980, and we're still supporting him today. As a matter of fact, we have crossed the $1.19 million mark raised just by the community Terry Fox Run. That doesn't include all the money that's raised in the schools in this area. So I'm pretty proud of that too.
I'm a proud committee member for at least 8 to 10 years, 4-time survivor, as recently as November, and had an operation, and I'm recovering. Everything's good, and I still get emotional about it.
The Terry Fox Run is Sunday, September 20th, and this run is at the Celebration Plaza in Tud Hope Park in Aurelia. The goal to raise $1 per every resident in the Sunshine City. Still to come, a classic for every car lover. A look at the beauties that line the Barrie waterfront and when the show will return. Plus, a milestone marked in the Jewish community, how the new center supports year-round. Details next here on CTV Barrie.
Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. We've got the Watchmen, Bahamas, going to be great.
Thanks for staying with us. The Jewish community in Innisfil celebrated the grand opening of a new community center over the weekend, and it was hosted by our very own Mike Lang.
2, 1.
We are very excited. We're very fortunate. We're very blessed. And we're very thankful, of course, to the Almighty for bringing us to this day, and to every member of our community that's a part of it, and everybody who helped make this happen.
Momentous occasion for Innisfil, for everyone in Innisfil, and particularly our Jewish community, which has been a proud and growing part of Innisfil for many generations.
The Jewish Community Center is the first in Innisfil that will be open year-round. And it wasn't just the Watchmen making some noise in downtown Barrie over the weekend. Classic cars took over Heritage Park as part of Open Air Dunlop. Over 300 vehicles were registered, with some over 100 years old. Organizers said that hundreds of people from all over Central Ontario came out.
The ingenuity of the original vehicles in the early days and the progress through the years that you can see by walking 100 feet down this road. You can pass through 75 or 80 years of technology in the auto industry in real time.
And if you missed out, no worries. The Barrie Thunder Classics meet every Wednesday at Heritage Park. Wasaga Beach was also a busy spot over the weekend as the Beach Life Festival was held. The event featured beachfront concerts and midway rides along beach areas 1 and 2. Tribute bands were held on Friday and Saturday free of charge, and the midway was open every day.
Summer begins in Wasaga Beach, and so many people across the province have incredible memories of summer in Wasaga, and so we just wanted to create a festival that really embodies all those things, all those kinds of live music experiences and sun and sand and water and all the things that people think of when they think of the beach.
It's a new way to celebrate the world's longest freshwater beach, Ontario's summer haven. A Huntsville senior has raised $10,000 for her local hospital after a grueling 9-kilometer swim. Joy Jarvis dove off the dock in Huntsville yesterday, down the river around Gallagher Island and back. It took almost 4.5 hours. At points, she was joined by other swimmers along with kayakers and a fire department safety boat, but she was the only person in the water to make the whole trip. Now the swim is over, but she's still collecting money for the hospital until the end of the month. If you're looking to get caught up on the weekend news, we do quite a lot of posting on our website. You can also watch the 6 and 11 o'clock newscast, ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or use your cell phone to scan that QR code on the screen. Still to come, one-on-one with the Watchmen. I got the chance to sit down with the band just before they rocked Meridian Place here in Barrie on Saturday night, but right now, let's head outside. Case.
Would you believe Edmonton, Alberta, our friends out west, have had more than 500 millimeters of rainfall this summer? That's almost 5 times what we've had in Barrie. But rain is on the way for us. I'll let you know how much coming up in just a moment's time. And have a look right now at our Weather Watcher artiste. Oh yes, Maris says, between skipping, rope, playing basketball and volleyball, I'm going to be in great shape come September for school. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph.
From Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away tickets to see Letterkenny live at Casino Rama Resort.
And we have a whole week of Guns N' Roses tickets giveaways.
Yeah, so make sure you tune in Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this. Brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
We're celebrating vintage vehicles this week on CTV Barrie. I don't think we've ever done that topic before, so please do keep those photos coming. Picture this at ctv.ca for a chance to be featured. Case, maybe I'll start referring to my vehicle as vintage. It sounds better than old and run down.
Oh, well, you got to take the plastic off the seats eventually, Sarah. That's, it's anything but vintage. It's a lovely vehicle.
Your Jeep would fit right in with those classic cars. You'll have to snap a photo as long as it's not raining.
Yes. Let's talk about the rain, not talk about the Jeep. Oh, the Jeep. Oh, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the rain because that's why I'm dressed. I'm dressed for rainfall. It's moving into our region. It really is, as per the forecast radar just a few minutes ago. And let's talk about what we're looking at as far as temperatures go because it's still very humid. Well, not that humid, actually. 32 degrees. Okay, yeah, that's pretty humid. 32 degrees in Barrie when they factor in the humidity. 32 in the Sunshine City of Aurelia. Oh, 35 degrees. There it is. In Gravenhurst, 34 is what it feels like in Parry Sound. And calling it 29 degrees. 29 beautiful degrees in Mount Forest. Beautiful Mount Forest, Ontario. This is the almanac for today. 27 and 15. That's the high, that's the low. A record 33.9. Oh, that's a long time ago, 1887. 2001, it's not that long ago, really. 7.5 for cool temperatures. Sun rises tomorrow, 6:01, sets at 8:48, 14 minutes and 46 minutes, 14 hours and 46 minutes of daylight. This is why sunshine, are we going to see much sunshine tomorrow? I don't know about that. Some raindrops, a rain dance. Yeah, you might want to get out and have the kids do a little rain dance. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Yeah, it is. This is southern tip of Georgian Bay Lake, Simcoe. Overnight temperatures settling in 17, 18, 19 degrees. How about 10 to 15 millimeters of rainfall once things get started? Mother Nature opens up the faucets For tomorrow, well, how about 23, 24, 25 degrees? A little warmer when you factor in the humidex. An additional 5 to 10 millimeters of rainfall, possible thunderstorm even this evening, and again tomorrow is certainly possible. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, anywhere from 15 to 20 millimeters of rainfall in the area. There is a risk of a thunderstorm this evening as well. And then for tomorrow, an additional 5 to 10 millimeters of rainfall. And the humidex sitting at about 33. So, yeah, it's a warm, sticky, hot, sticky day. There's no doubt about that. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton, 16, 18 degrees, 5 to 10 millimeters of rainfall this evening expected. Risk of a thunderstorm. And then for tomorrow, 23, 24 degrees, 5 to 15 millimeters of rainfall under cloudy skies and a risk of a thunderstorm. Certainly there is a risk of a thunderstorm. It's only about 40% though at this point. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast. Here we go. 5-day. Simcoe County, let's go. Wednesday, cloudy skies, 40% chance of some showers lingering around. And then Thursday, Friday, sunny, 25, 26, heading into the long weekend. A long weekend? Oh, why, I never. Saturday looks like cloudy skies and 26. Is there a chance of showers on Saturday? Not yet. Not yet. We'll keep you updated on that one. This is the 5-day extended forecast, York Region. Have a look. Wednesday, slight chance of showers, 40% chance of a shower. And then Thursday, Friday, hot and sticky and sunny. Hot, sticky, and sunny. Yeah, lovely. 27, 28 degrees. Saturday at this point just looks cloudy and 27. This is the 5-day extended forecast for Muskoka, Piercetown, Halliburton. And everybody gets cloud cover. The cloud cover is slow to move out of our region, right across the region on Wednesdays. Slight chance of a shower. 25 for the high, 25 again on the Thursday, but oh, bathed in sunshine, Sarah. Oh, bathed in sunshine Thursday, and again on Friday, 26. Oh, the bathing continues until Saturday, when it looks like the clouds come in and rule. That's your forecast, Sarah. I'm dressed for the rain. Back inside.
I will never hear the word bathe in any other way than that. The Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series is in full swing, and I had the chance to catch up with Saturday's headliner, the Watchmen, just before they took the stage. We had a really great conversation with you just last week on CTV Barrie, and it was mentioned that you've been working on some new music. So how's that been going, Joey?
It's going great, yeah. Writing songs together again. Just tracked and mixed the first one at our studio in Toronto, and working on some more material, hoping to put some out in the new year.
And I understand that you've actually got a new song coming that you're going to play for our crowd tonight?
Yeah, there'll be a new one tonight. That's the one that we are the most finished with, have recorded and mixed.
What's it called, Danny?
It's called Gasoline.
There you go.
Okay, you heard it here first. Is that nerve-wracking for you when you're performing for a group for the first time?
You know what? Honestly, the newer songs are, I think, probably speak for everyone. They're kind of the most fun because they're the freshest, and it's like, hey, we can do this again, and it's new, and it's really nice to road test songs. That's a thing that we did for years and years. Is you kind of have it, and then you just play it for a few months, and then you always realize that you make little changes based on playing it, 10, 12, 15 times. So that's where we're at.
Will this be the 10th, the 12th, or the 15th time tonight?
Closer to 10, not sure though.
Okay,
closer to 10.
This is the crowd for it.
Yeah, right.
Now, hey, so the band's been together since 1988, but you two let me in on a little secret. You've known each other since elementary school in Winnipeg.
Since kindergarten, yeah.
Yeah, what's that like working so closely with somebody that you've known this long?
Well, it's family. He's my brother, and Sammy, our drummer, and Danny are literally family. They're first cousins. Their moms are sisters, and I met them in kindergarten, and we've grown up together. And you had, just like any family, you have your highs and lows, but you end up
you're still related.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, they're my brothers.
Yeah, I can absolutely understand that. And I think that, we one of the biggest pieces of feedback that we got after your interview on CTV, Daniel, is you're so comfortable. And that seems to come across on stage as well. So do you think, having, worked together and been doing this for, close to 3 decades, is that a bonus, or does it get boring?
It doesn't get boring because it's always different based on who you're playing for. The comfort, I've gotten really good at looking like I'm comfortable. Like there's the hamster wheels are going up here. I'm thinking, what am I wearing? Am I saying, oh, bad shoes? There's a whole bunch of things going on. But the training is to not make it look like that.
Well, don't worry, our camera's not getting your shoes.
All right, good. I still may change. Anyway.
You want some fashion advice?
Well,
I think Joey can help you. He's looking pretty sharp here now.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But I do like how your hat's tied into your shoes. Have you seen the color coordination?
Okay, well, now we have to show the shoes. All right, Luke, if we can just get a little...
Okay, yes. And then the hat, and then the sky blue,
Thank you. It really brings out your eyes.
Thank you very much.
What a fun group. If you're looking for a full recap of the weekend events, it's on the website. But you can also look into the details of the 2 concerts that are still ahead in August and September. CTVBarrie.ca, and there's a Troubadour Festival tab with everything you need to know. A young woman will soon be setting sail on a solo journey along the St. Lawrence River. She'll be visiting communities along the waterway, delivering letters and teaching people about the creatures that live in the river. CTV's Angela McKenzie reports.
It's a beautiful day on the water and a chance for Gwen Duval to prepare for her upcoming sailing adventure.
Connection that you can have with the water is something that I want people to look for, find.
Helping her from the dock is her mother, the woman who fostered her love of sailing pretty much from birth.
The first time she was on the boat, she was a very small baby. I think that about 4 years old, she was able to drive a boat. How do you say?
2 years ago, Duval completed a transatlantic sailboat race from Quebec to St. Malo, France, with an all-woman crew. Now, she's headed out on a solo journey aboard the Meaban, her wooden sail and rowboat powered only by wind and muscle. For a month, she'll combine her love of the river with science education and writing. On August 9th, she'll depart from the eastern tip of Montreal and sail 400 kilometers along the St. Lawrence. She plans to stop in at least 11 communities before reaching Île-aux-Coudres around September 15th, her final destination. A trained oceanographer, Duval will hold workshops at each stop, teaching about the plankton that feed the river's ecosystem.
There's something moving very fast. Pew, pew, pew.
With the help of a powerful microscope on loan from Curiosity, Duval will show people the microscopic organisms living in the water.
So plankton, there's some zooplankton, like those ones.
Making the invisible accessible to the average person.
We take some water and there's nothing in it, and then hop, we can watch it. I've seen fascination in the eyes of others, and this, I love it.
At her workshop, she's encouraging people to write letters about the river, which she'll hand deliver from one community to the next. Conditions could be challenging, even treacherous past Quebec City, but her mother says she's confident in her daughter's abilities.
She knows meteo, she knows the currents. She will not go if it's not the time to go.
You can follow Duval's adventure on her Instagram, Courrier du Fleuve, as in River Courier, charting a course to encourage others to protect the St. Lawrence.
When you feel it very strongly, the connection with the nature, you don't want to hurt it. You feel that you're part of a plankton world.
A mission she hopes will be smooth sailing. Angela McKenzie, CTV News.
Excellent story. Still to come here on CTV Barrie, emergency doctors are reporting high levels of burnout. Now a national survey shows just how many physicians are leaving emergency rooms. That plus we'll recap tonight's top stories. Please do stay with us. Recapping our top stories on this Monday, gas prices remain high. In Barrie, the price for regular today was near the $1.80 per litre and diesel well above $2. One Innisfil-based company which sells, rents and moves heavy machinery says diesel costs, they've been up 17 to 22%. The Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series returned to Barrie's waterfront on the weekend. The show featured 3 local openers, followed by Stuck on Planet Earth and the headliner, The Watchmen. The free concert drew in thousands, and the next one is on August 15th. Finally, health units across southwestern Ontario have issued a joint statement calling for action to address food insecurity, saying 1 in 4 households struggle to afford basic needs. An increase to social assistance is suggested and improved income supports for low and modest income households. Crisis brewing in Canada's already beleaguered healthcare system, with doctor burnout in the air threatening to push it to the brink. CTV's Adrian Gabriel on why it's happening and some possible solutions.
In emergency departments across Canada, overworked and understaffed doctors are burning out and leaving.
The crisis is worsening year by year.
This new study published by the Canadian Medical Association Journal has uncovered that 1 in 10 emergency department physicians are walking off the job due to burnout. Dr. Kirsten DeWitt is the lead author of the national study that has spanned the last 6 years.
Emergency physicians are feeling like they're carrying the burden of healthcare.
Hundreds of doctors surveyed across Canada shared that they're burnt out, in part due to being forced to deliver hallway medicine to too many patients, while highlighting a lack of staffing support on the ground.
Patients are dying in our emergency departments, and we know that this is going to continue to happen.
Among the doctors who've remained working in the ER, 48% have reduced clinical hours and 20% have taken time off.
Some of the metrics that we're asked to pay attention to are how many patients you see, not how well you see them.
In May of 2020, emergency department Dr. James Maskalik was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. After successfully battling the disease, he returned to work with a renewed focus on his colleagues' well-being and their ability to deliver quality care.
The point of medicine is to show up for the human being in front of you. It's not to kind of like check these boxes and push people through.
Now the wellness director for the University of Toronto's Emergency Medicine Division, Dr. Maskalik believes that fundamental change is necessary to improve doctor retention and patient care.
Whatever allows us to spend more time with patients.
A comprehensive framework for redesigning Canada's emergency care system has been released by the Association of Emergency Physicians.
We have a huge shortage of nurses and physicians in the emergency department. We're all working overtime all the time.
A statement from the Office of Ontario's Minister of Health says in part that we need the federal government to step up as a full funding partner by renewing expiring health funding agreements to provide stable, predictable, and flexible long-term funding. Though doctors surveyed say their years-long plea for support have continuously been ignored by all levels of government. If meaningful steps aren't taken to address the issues raised, ER physicians we spoke with fear that much of the work being done to bolster the number of doctors across Canada could be squandered. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
In business news, a new poll finds that the majority of Canadians believe the country should stand firm in the face of U.S. President Donald Trump's plan to impose more tariffs. According to the survey by the Angus Reid Institute, 34% of respondents say Ottawa should match any new American import duties dollar for dollar. 28% support more limited counter tariffs, while 7% say the government should concede to U.S. demands in order to avoid more tariffs. However, only 43% of people believe Prime Minister Mark Carney can get a good trade deal with Washington. That's down from 51% back in April. Moving right into our markets on this Monday, the TSX was up 199 points, the Dow was up 262, and the Nasdaq was down 43. And commodities, oil was down, closing at 82.61 a barrel. Gold was up, finishing at $4,077 an ounce, and our dollar was down, ending the day at 70.85 cents U.S. Turning to sports news now, the Toronto Blue Jays are set to begin a series with the Washington Nationals tonight as they sit 5.5 games out of the final wildcard spot.
And he's got a base hit. Into right center, 2 runs will come in to score, and the Red Sox lead 3-0.
The Jays wrapped a series with the Red Sox yesterday. Kevin Gausman, who is considered one of the team's top trade candidates ahead of the August 3rd trade deadline, gave up 3 runs in 6 innings. The Jays ended up losing that game 6-1. Now tomorrow, the Nationals are set to host a Canada-U.S. Friendship Day for the second game of their series with the Jays. The day includes a special hat giveaway of a Nationals cap with a maple leaf logo. The Nationals were previously the Montreal Expos, with the team relocating to the U.S. capital at the end of the 2004 season. Dating myself, I recall attending those games. The 7th annual Zach Hyman Charity Golf Tournament teed off today. The event supports several charities, including the Hospital for Sick Children, the UJA Federations of Toronto and Alberta, Stollerate Children's Hospital, and the Edmonton Oilers Foundation. Hyman's Oilers teammates Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are among the hockey stars that took part.
It's great. Obviously, I've played in the NHL for a while now, so I've formed some pretty good relationships with a bunch of teammates and ex-teammates or guys I play against or train with in the gym. So they're all happy to come and support great causes. And to golf, it's something hockey players love to do, and to be able to mingle with the volunteers and the sponsors. So very appreciative for everybody's support.
The golf tournament has raised $3 million since its inception. Still to come, using technology to weed out art fraud, how AI is being used to determine fake paintings from the real ones. Details on the other side of the break.
Pure Country 106. Central Ontario's home for the best country music. Listen to Pure Country 106 on the free iHeartRadio.
Time now to take a look at your Monday night primetime lineup. Back-to-back episodes of Suits starting at 8, followed by Criminal Minds at 10 p.m. and CTV News Barrie at 11. Welcome back. Artificial intelligence is helping a team of experts spot fake art. CTV's Kamal Karamali has more on how they use the technology to root out copies of work by a Canadian master.
It's a treasure trove of stunningly visual paintings, beautiful enough to be up on display, but instead tucked away in the basement of this small-town Ontario home.
What's the overall value of
all of this? Was once worth a lot of money.
Between $600,000 and $700,000.
Until they were all discovered to be fake.
That's one of the red flags.
Circulating around Canada's art scene, posing as authentic pieces painted by Norval Morrisseau. The artist known as the Picasso of the North died 2 decades ago, but since then thousands of forgeries have flooded the market, selling for millions. That is until Jonathan Zimanovich and his team stepped in.
Anytime we can take a fake painting off the market to help stabilize the market.
Removing more than 50 this year alone.
It's been pretty easy to tell with these specific types of paintings.
And there are certain telltale signs that these paintings are fake, like these lines being way too thick.
Morrisseau's black lines were not this thick. They were much more controlled.
While other signs are more obvious.
People we know who painted with him said he never did that.
But their work is just beginning.
We estimate that there are still somewhere between 4,000 and 6,000 more fakes.
And that's where AI and new technology comes in. It's already able to spot fake paintings, finding tiny details not consistent with an artist's style.
There are certain colors, brush strokes, supports that characterize a painting.
But that same technology is also giving copycat painters the power and knowledge of any artist's style, so they can make exact replicas by hand.
It's not a question of will this happen. I absolutely am sure that it will happen if it's not already happening now.
For now, this Ontario-based art authentication firm choosing to do things the old-fashioned way.
The sales values of these paintings on the open market have gone down over 70%.
A relief to you?
That's a great relief to us.
With a lot more paintings to examine in excruciating detail. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Pelham, Ontario.
Case, I'm still waiting for my Colby original, hand-painted by you, to go up in my condo.
Well, last time I painted something, you said it had skinny legs, and it was me.
That was my attempt at trying to paint you, and I've been apologizing for 2 years.
That's right.
It's not my thing. You're incredibly artistic.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, keep it coming, yeah. I want my umbrella back, too. Where's my umbrella?
Okay.
I'm going to need it out here.
That one is tired. I definitely returned the umbrella, but yes, I'm sorry that we're going to need it. However, the rain is welcome.
The rain is welcome, indeed it is. Let's talk about it first thing tomorrow morning. The Get Up and Go forecast. The rain starting this evening, and a good amount, up to 20 millimeters of rainfall, certainly spread right across our region. First thing tomorrow morning. There we go, cloudy skies and a chance of some shower activity and possibly even some thunderstorm activity, and temperatures settling in 18 and 19 degrees at 7 o'clock. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Sarah.
Same to you, Casey, Colby, and everybody at home. Thanks so much for joining us on this 6 o'clock hour. I'm Sarah Freemark. It's fantastic to be back with you. Jack will wrap things up tonight at 11, and the whole team will be back tomorrow. Good night.